My beloved child, while your eyes were closed and the world around you slowed into silence, something shifted in the unseen realm. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. Something shocking happened while you were sleeping, and the 7 archangels have stepped forward together to reveal a truth that was hidden from you for a very long time. What you are about to hear is rare, precise, and appointed for this exact moment in your life. Hear this clearly. The night you just passed through was not ordinary. While your body rested, your spirit was being observed. What? Consider. There was a divine pause placed over your life, and in that pause, decisions were made in the heavens concerning you. Archangel Michael himself stood in authority, sword lowered, but ready, because what was discussed was not about fear, it was about timing. Beloved one, you were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. But there were layers placed over the truth to protect you until you were ready to receive it. The 7 archangels speak with one accord now, saying, "The veil has thinned. What you could not see before, you are now strong enough to face. What you could not carry before, you can now hold without breaking. Something was hidden not to deceive you, but to preserve you." Listen closely. While you slept, patterns were reviewed. Your past prayers were opened again, even the ones you whispered and thought were unanswered. The angels did not forget a single word. They were stored, weighed, and matched with the season you are now entering. And this is why this message has found you now, and not yesterday, and not tomorrow. Archangel Michael steps forward in this moment to say, you are standing at the edge of revelation. Not all truth arrives gently. Some truth arrives like a sudden light in a dark room. It shocks the eyes, but it saves the soul. The reason this feels intense is because it is precise, is targeted, is meant for you. There are things about your life that never made sense before. Delays that felt unnecessary. Silence that felt unfair. Doors that closed without explanation. The 7 archangels say those were not endings. They were coverings. Had you known too early, you would have acted too fast. Had you seen too clearly, you would have moved without wisdom. Heaven slowed you down on purpose. My dear one, this is the moment where confusion begins to dissolve. While you were sleeping, spiritual permissions were shifted. What once had access to your thoughts no longer does. What once drained your energy has been cut off quietly, without drama. You may wake up feeling different and not know why. Lighter yet alert. Calmed yet aware. That is not random. That is alignment. Archangel Michael declares that the truth hidden from you involved your value. You were taught to see yourself smaller than heaven ever intended. You were conditioned to accept less than what was written over your name. This was not always done by people. Sometimes it was done by seasons. Sometimes it was done by survival. But now, the 7 archangels say, enough concealment. Pay attention to this. The truth being revealed is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to reposition you. You are about to understand why certain people drifted away without explanation. Why some connections faded even though you tried to hold them together. It was not rejection. It was redirection disguised as loss. Beloved, while you slept, your spiritual rank was acknowledged again. Not promoted loudly, not announced publicly, but recognized. Heaven does not always celebrate the way humans do. Sometimes the greatest confirmations happen in silence. And that is exactly what occurred for you. Archangel Michael speaks again, firm yet calm. You are being prepared to see what others still cannot. This does not mean you are better. It means you are ready. Ready to carry truth without pride. ready to walk forward without needing applause, ready to obey without needing explanation. This is why this message feels personal, because it is. The 7 Archangels did not come to frighten you. They came to inform you, to awaken you, to gently but firmly say, the season of not knowing is closing. The season of understanding is opening. And with understanding comes responsibility, but also peace. Do not rush this moment. Let it settle. Let it breathe. Let it find its place inside you. Because what was hidden is not being revealed all at once. It will unfold layer by layer, just as you can handle it. And remember this, my beloved child, if heaven trusted you with this truth now, it means you are stronger than you think, wiser than you feel, and closer than you realize. The night did not pass without purpose. Something shocking truly happened while you were sleeping, and this is only the beginning of what you are meant to see. Chosen one, take a deep breath as you step further into this message, because what unfolds now is not surface-level truth. It goes deeper than emotion, deeper than memory, deeper than logic. While you were sleeping, not only was truth reviewed in the heavens, but alignment began. The 7 Archangels are revealing that your life is entering a phase where fragments finally come together. Pieces you thought were unrelated will begin to make sense in ways that quietly change how you see everything. Hear this carefully. There was a time when you blamed yourself for not understanding sooner. You thought, if only I had known then, things would be different now. But the angels say knowledge before readiness becomes a burden. Heaven delayed clarity to protect your spirit from breaking under weight you were not meant to carry yet. That delay was mercy, not punishment. Archangel Michael speaks again with authority and calm, saying that what was hidden involved the true nature of certain struggles you faced. Some battles were not meant to be won then. They were meant to teach you discernment. You were being trained to recognize patterns, to feel when something was off, even when it looked right on the surface. That sensitivity you developed was not weakness. It was preparation. Beloved, there are shifts happening now that you may notice in subtle ways. Conversations feel different. Your tolerance for falsehood is lower. You feel an inner nudge to pause before reacting. These are signs that your spirit is synchronizing with truth. The 7 Archangels say this is the stage where wisdom begins to override impulse. Understand this. Not everything hidden was dark. Some things were concealed because they were too bright for the season you were in. You were not ready to see how much influence you truly carry, how your words affect rooms you walk into, how your presence alone shifts energy. If that had been revealed too early, pride or fear could have distorted it. Now, you can hold it with humility. Archangel Michael reminds you that truth does not always arrive as information. Sometimes it arrives as a feeling you can no longer ignore. A quiet discomfort when something is misaligned. A sudden peace when you choose differently than before. These are confirmations, not coincidences. As this message unfolds, I ask you to pause for a moment and engage with it. If this resonates with your spirit, let it be known. Like this message so it can reach others who are waking up. Share it with someone who hath been questioning their season. Leave a comment declaring that you are ready to receive truth. And if you have not yet done so, subscribe and become part of this growing family, because these messages are not random. They are assignments. Your interaction helps this word travel where it needs to go. Now listen closely, because the 7 Archangels reveal something crucial. The truth hidden from you also involved timing with people. Your connections that felt right but were not aligned with your future. Letting them stay longer would have delayed you. Their exit was not cruelty, it was correction. You are now stepping into a space where new alignments will not drain you but sharpen you. Archangel Michael declares that your discernment is being refined. You will no longer need proof to know when something is wrong. You will feel it instantly. This is not judgment. It is clarity. And clarity brings peace, even when decisions are difficult. Beloved one, do not underestimate the power of rest you just came out of. That sleep was not just physical. It was spiritual recalibration. Heaven used stillness to reset what chaos had distorted. That is why you may feel more grounded now, even if circumstances have not changed yet. Alignment often happens before visible movement. The 7 archangels say, watch the next conversations you have. Words spoken around you will reveal intentions without effort. Masks slip naturally when truth rises. You will not need to expose anyone. Reality will do it for you. This is why patience is key right now. There is also a gentle warning woven into this revelation. Do not rush to explain yourself to those who misunderstood you in the past. Some people only understand versions of you that benefited them. You are not called to shrink back to fit old expectations. You are called to move forward with integrity. Archangel Michael reassures you that protection is active around you. Not loud, not dramatic, but effective. What once disturbed your peace will struggle to reach you now. Your inner world is being guarded more fiercely than before. As you absorb this, stay with this message. What comes next connects everything you have felt but could not explain. There is a turning point ahead that will surprise you in the best way. Hold on, because the next revelation brings clarity that changes how you move forward. My precious one, there is a weight to this moment, but it is not heavy in a way that crushes you. It is heavy in the way truth settles into the soul and finally feels right. The 7 archangels are speaking again, and their voices are steady, united, and intentional. What is being revealed now is not about the outside world first. It is about the shift that has already begun inside you. While you were sleeping, something ancient was stirred within your spirit. Not fear, not doubt, memory. A remembrance of who you were before life taught you to be cautious, before disappointment trained you to expect less. The truth hidden from you was not only about circumstances, it was about identity. You adapted to survive, but in that process, parts of you went quiet. Not gone. Just waiting. Archangel Michael steps forward and says, you were never meant to live in constant defense. You learned to protect yourself because you had to. You learned to read rooms, anticipate reactions, and stay one step ahead of disappointment. That skill kept you alive in certain seasons, but now it is time to release it. Not because danger is coming, but because safety has arrived. Beloved, this is why your spirit hath been restless lately. You are outgrowing patterns that once made sense. Old habits feel uncomfortable. Old coping mechanisms feel unnecessary. The 7 archangels say this is not confusion. It is expansion. Growth always feels unfamiliar at first. There is something else that was hidden from you, and this may surprise you. Heaven trusted you with more than you realized. There were outcomes that could have gone very differently, but your unseen obedience redirected them. Times when you chose peace instead of reaction, silence instead of argument, patience instead of escape. You thought those moments were small. They were not. They altered paths. Archangel Michael reveals that your name was spoken in conversations you never heard. Doors you never saw were closed on your behalf. Opportunities that looked appealing but would have drained you were quietly removed. You were disappointed then, but protected. This is why understanding is arriving now. so you stop blaming yourself for losses that were actually interventions. Hear this clearly. You are not behind. You are precisely where you need to be to receive what comes next. Comparison has distorted your view for too long. You measured your journey against people who were never assigned your path. The 7 Archangels say, release the stopwatch. Heaven does not rush what must last. There is also a healing happening in how you see God, not as distant, not as disappointed, but as present, attentive, and deeply involved. The truth hidden from you was that even in your silence, you were being heard. Even in your confusion, you were being guided. Faith was not absent, it was maturing. Archangel Michael speaks gently now. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You do not have to earn peace. You do not have to prove your worth through exhaustion. What is coming will require clarity, not burnout. Strength, not strain. As this revelation settles, notice how your breath feels. Notice how your body responds. Truth aligns you. It does not agitate you. If something brings constant anxiety, it is not from heaven. The 7 Archangels are teaching you discernment through peace. Beloved one, the next phase of your life will require courage, but not the loud kind. It will require quiet confidence. The confidence to say no without explanation. The confidence to wait without panic. The confidence to move when instructed, even if others do not understand. This is a sacred pause, not an ending, not a delay. A pause where truth finishes rooting itself inside you. And before we go further, there is a blessing being released right now for those who are receiving this message with an open heart. Type I receive the truth in the comments if this is speaking directly to your spirit. Blessing code 1441 is now activated. Beloved, as this truth unfolds and light reaches places that were once hidden, I feel led to speak directly to those whose hearts are burning right now. This message is not just for you. It is meant to reach countless others who are still sleeping under layers of fear and confusion. When you give through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal, you are not supporting a channel. You are sowing light into souls God is waking up. The Lord is saying, as you pour oil, I will keep your vessel full. This is a prophetic moment to act. Not later. Not someday. Now. Your obedience becomes a bridge for someone else's breakthrough. I speak blessing over every seed sown. May open heavens follow your generosity. Go now, support this mission boldly, and let God multiply what you release. The PayPal link is waiting in the description. Beloved soul, now that the truth has begun to settle within you, a deeper unveiling takes place. This part of the message is quieter, but it carries great authority. The 7 Archangels are not shouting now, they are guiding. What happens next in your life will not be loud or dramatic at first, but it will be unmistakably intentional. You are entering a phase where discernment matters more than speed. There is a subtle shift happening in how you perceive people and situations. Things that once confused you now feel transparent. You are noticing pauses in conversations, changes in tone, and moments where silence speaks louder than words. This is not overthinking. This is awareness awakening. The truth hidden from you before is now teaching you how to listen beyond what is spoken. Archangel Michael steps beside you again, not as a warrior this time, but as a guardian. He says, watch what feels peaceful, even if it doesn't excite you. You have been trained by past seasons to chase intensity, to mistake urgency for purpose. But what is coming next will feel steady, grounded, and quietly powerful. It will not demand your anxiety to sustain it. Beloved, there are choices approaching you soon. They may look ordinary on the surface, but they carry long-term impact. Heaven is not asking you to rush or fear missing out. You will recognize the right path not by pressure, but by alignment. If something requires you to betray your peace to obtain it, it is not assigned to you. The 7 Archangels reveal that one of the greatest truths hidden from you was how deeply intuition has been placed within you. You were taught to doubt it. You were told to seek constant validation. But now, your inner knowing is being restored. You will feel a quiet certainty before logic catches up. Trust that. Archangel Michael warns gently, not everyone will understand this version of you. Some people were comfortable when you questioned yourself. They may resist your clarity. This is not your signal to argue or explain. Silence will protect what explanation would expose too early. Wisdom now means choosing when not to speak. There is also healing happening around disappointment. You carried unanswered questions like weight, replaying moments you wished you could rewrite. The angels say those moments are being redeemed, not erased. The lessons remain, but the sting is lifting. You will soon notice that memories no longer trigger the same emotional charge. That is freedom taking shape. Beloved one, pay attention to the rhythm of your days. Heaven is restructuring your pace. Rest will feel more natural. Sleep will become deeper. Your body is catching up to the peace your spirit is receiving. This is not laziness. This is restoration. You are being recalibrated for longevity, not burnout. Archangel Michael speaks clearly now. Do not underestimate consistency. You have been waiting for a breakthrough moment, a sudden shift. But what is coming will unfold through steady obedience. Small choices repeated with faith will build what dramatic moves never could. Heaven values faithfulness over flash. There is also a reassurance being released. You are not alone in this transition. Even when guidance feels quiet, it is present. Angels are assigned to your steps, not just your outcomes. Detours will be redirected. Delays will be explained in time. You are being guided even when it feels like you are simply moving forward on instinct. Beloved, the truth hidden from you is now becoming a lens through which you see everything. This does not make life easier immediately, but it makes it clearer. And clarity brings confidence. You will walk differently, speak differently, decide differently. Not because you are trying to change, but because truth changes you naturally. As this part closes, hold on to this. You are not being tested right now. You are being trusted. Trusted to choose wisely. Trusted to wait patiently. Trusted to move when peace confirms it. The 7 Archangels stand watch, and Archangel Michael remains near. What unfolds next will connect inner clarity with outward movement. Stay open. Stay grounded. Stay listening. Beloved one, what begins to unfold now is movement. Not rushed, not forced, but purposeful. The 7 Archangels are revealing that after clarity comes direction. This is the stage where understanding starts to translate into action, even if that action is simply choosing differently than before. You are no longer reacting to life. You are responding with awareness. There is something important you must recognize. The stillness you experienced was not meant to keep you there. It was meant to prepare you. Archangel Michael speaks with calm authority and says, "Now that you can see clearly, you must learn to move steadily. The next steps in your life will not be dramatic leaps, but deliberate strides. Each one matters. You may notice that your priorities are shifting. Things that once consumed your thoughts no longer hold the same power. You are less interested in proving yourself and more interested in protecting your peace. This is not withdrawal. It is maturity. The truth hidden from you before is now teaching you discernment, what deserves your energy and what does not. Beloved, there is a call on your life to simplify, not to shrink but to refine. Heaven is gently removing excess, unnecessary obligations, draining conversations, commitments that no longer align. This may feel uncomfortable at first, because you were used to carrying more than was ever required of you. But lightening your load is not loss, it is preparation. Archangel Michael reminds you that clarity without obedience becomes frustration. You now know too much to return to old patterns. This is why certain environments feel restrictive now. You have outgrown them. Not because they are wrong, but because you are different. Growth creates distance naturally. The 7 archangels say something significant here. Do not wait for perfect conditions to move forward. Peace does not always come with certainty. Sometimes it comes with a quiet assurance that you will be supported as you step. Waiting for every answer will delay what is meant to unfold through faith. Beloved one, there is also a recalibration happening in how you measure success. You once thought progress had to be visible to be valid. Now you are learning that internal alignment is the greatest progress of all. You are becoming someone who moves with intention, not impulse. That shift alone changes outcomes. Pay attention to opportunities that feel aligned but require patience. These are assignments, not distractions. The enemy of purpose is not failure, it is hurry. Archangel Michael warns that rushing ahead of timing can exhaust you, even when the direction is right. Let peace set the pace. There may be moments soon where you feel tested, not by temptation, but by old habits trying to resurface. This is normal. Patterns do not disappear overnight. But now, you have awareness. And awareness gives you choice. You are no longer trapped in automatic responses. Beloved, the truth hidden from you also involved your voice. You were quieter in the past because you were still discovering what you believe. Now, when you speak, it carries weight. Not because you are louder, but because you are clear. Words spoken from alignment land differently. Archangel Michael encourages you to observe before you act. Watch how situations unfold without your interference. You will see that not everything requires your response. Some things resolve themselves when you stop carrying them. This is a new kind of strength. There is reassurance being given now. You will not miss what is meant for you. Alignment makes you visible to what is assigned. Even if it looks delayed, it is on schedule. Heaven is precise, not careless. Beloved one, you are learning to trust yourself again. Not in arrogance, but in confidence rooted in truth. You will sense when to wait and when to move, when to speak and when to remain silent. This is wisdom being formed through experience and grace. As this phase unfolds, stay grounded. Do not measure your journey by external noise. Stay connected to what feels steady and true inside you. The 7 archangels remain watchful, and Archangel Michael stands ready to protect your steps. What comes next will involve interaction with the world around you in a new way. You are not retreating, you are re-entering with clarity. Stay present. Stay faithful. The path ahead is forming beneath your feet. Beloved child, now the message turns outward, because what has been happening inside you cannot remain hidden forever. The 7 archangels reveal that this is the stage where inner alignment begins to affect your external world. People, situations, and opportunities will start responding differently to you. Not because you are forcing change, but because truth carries influence wherever it goes. You may notice that some interactions feel lighter, while others feel strangely uncomfortable. This is not accidental. When clarity rises within you, it exposes what is aligned and what is not. Archangel Michael stands firm beside you and says, "Do not fear the separation that clarity brings." Distance is sometimes the most merciful answer heaven gives. Beloved, this part of your journey is about boundaries. Not walls built from fear, but doors built from wisdom. You are learning where to stop explaining, where to stop overgiving, where to stop fixing what was never assigned to you. This may feel unfamiliar, especially if you were praised in the past for being available at all times. But availability without alignment leads to depletion. The truth hidden from you before was how much energy you lost trying to keep peace where there was no truth. You mistook silence for harmony and endurance for love. Now, the 7 archangels say, peace must be rooted in honesty, not avoidance. This does not mean conflict. It means clarity. Archangel Michael reminds you that not every reaction requires correction. Some people will misunderstand you simply because they benefited from the old version of you. Let them. You are not responsible for managing narratives that no longer reflect who you are becoming. Silence, again, becomes protection. There is also an activation happening in your courage. Not boldness that argues, but courage that chooses differently without apology. You may decline invitations that once excited you. You may walk away from conversations that drain you. This is not selfishness. This is stewardship of your spirit. Beloved one, heaven is also shifting how you receive. You are learning that you do not have to chase affirmation. The right connections will recognize you without persuasion. The right opportunities will not require you to abandon your values. Ease is becoming a confirmation. As this unfolds, I want you to pause and engage for a moment. If this message is reaching you where you are, support it by liking this video so it can travel to others who need clarity right now. Share it with someone who had been sensing a shift but could not name it. Leave a comment declaring that you are choosing alignment over confusion. And if this space has been feeding your spirit, subscribe and stay connected, because these messages arrive right on time for those who are ready. Now listen carefully, because the 7 archangels speak about discernment in community. Not everyone who walks with you is meant to walk far with you. This does not mean betrayal is coming. It means seasons are changing. Gratitude for what was does not require attachment to what no longer fits. Archangel Michael cautions you not to romanticize the past. Nostalgia can blur truth. Remember things accurately, not emotionally. Some doors closed because they had served their purpose. Reopening them would only confuse what has already been settled. Beloved, there is also joy returning in unexpected ways. Not loud happiness, but contentment. The kind that does not need constant stimulation. You will find peace in simple routines. Satisfaction in small wins. This is your nervous system healing alongside your spirit. The truth hidden from you is now teaching you how to respond instead of react. You will notice pauses before words. Space before decisions. That space is sacred. It is where wisdom speaks. Archangel Michael reassures you that protection remains active. Even when you step into unfamiliar environments, you will sense when to proceed and when to pause. Trust that sense. It had been sharpened intentionally. Beloved one, do not rush ahead mentally. Stay present. Some revelations arrive gradually so they can integrate fully. You are not meant to sprint through this season. You are meant to walk it with awareness. Hold on to this message, because what unfolds next connects your inner transformation with visible outcomes. This is where things begin to shift tangibly. Stay with it. What comes next will bring clarity you did not expect, but will recognize instantly. Beloved one, now the movement becomes visible. Not all at once, not dramatically announced, but noticeable to those who are paying attention, especially you. The 7 Archangels reveal that this is the stage where inner alignment begins to echo outward through results. You will start seeing confirmation, not as miracles falling from the sky, but as circumstances subtly rearranging themselves in your favor. This part of your journey is about trust being rewarded. You chose patience when anxiety tried to rush you. You chose silence when explanation would have drained you. You chose rest when your old self would have forced momentum. These were not passive choices. They were acts of faith. And heaven responds to faith with precision. Archangel Michael stands forward again, firm and reassuring, saying, "Watch what opens without struggle. What is meant for you in this season will not require manipulation, chasing, or convincing. It will meet you where you are aligned." This does not mean effort disappears, but resistance lessens. You will feel the difference immediately. Beloved, there is a recalibration happening in how you interpret challenges. Obstacles no longer feel like punishment. They feel like information. When something slows you down, instead of frustration, curiosity rises. This is maturity. The truth hidden from you before is now teaching you how to learn without suffering. You may also notice that people respond to you differently. Some will seek your presence without knowing why. Others may feel unsettled around you. This is not about you changing your personality. It is about clarity changing your energy. Truth carries authority even when spoken softly. The 7 Archangels speak of restoration now. Not restoration of what you lost exactly as it was, but restoration of what was taken from you emotionally. Confidence, safety, hope. You will find yourself attempting things again that you once abandoned. Not because you are trying to prove something, but because fear no longer holds the same power. Archangel Michael reminds you that this does not mean every day will feel victorious. Some days will still feel ordinary. Do not misinterpret normalcy as stagnation. Peace often feels uneventful compared to chaos, but it is far more productive. Stability builds futures. Beloved one, your discernment is now being tested in subtle ways. Opportunities will come that look good, but not right. They may appeal to ego or impatience. This is where growth is confirmed by what you decline, not just what you accept. Saying no will feel easier now, not heavier. There is also healing happening around disappointment with yourself. Regret has loosened its grip. You are beginning to see your past decisions through compassion instead of criticism. The 7 Archangels say this is essential. You cannot step fully into what is ahead while dragging shame behind you. Archangel Michael speaks clearly. You did the best you could with what you knew. Now you know more. And instead of punishing yourself for the past, you are using it as wisdom. This is redemption in motion. Beloved, pay attention to your thoughts. They are quieter now, less reactive, more intentional. This mental shift will affect everything: relationships, work, creativity, rest. When the mind settles, life follows. You may feel drawn to simplify your surroundings, clearing spaces, ending unfinished loops, organizing not just physically, but emotionally. This is alignment expressing itself practically, or supports peace. The 7 Archangels reveal that you are stepping into a season where your presence alone will comfort others. Not because you have answers, but because you carry steadiness. People will feel safe around you. This is not accidental. It is the result of the work you allowed truth to do inside you. Archangel Michael reassures you again. You are not late. You are not missing anything. The pace you are moving at is exactly what ensures sustainability. Fast growth burns out. Rooted growth lasts. Beloved one, this is also a season of quiet gratitude. You will find yourself thankful not just for what you have, but for what no longer burdens you. Emotional clutter is lifting. Mental noise is fading. This is freedom taking form. As this part closes, hold this truth close. Alignment does not announce itself loudly, but its effects are undeniable. You are walking differently, choosing differently, resting differently. And because of that, life is responding differently. Stay attentive. Stay grounded. The next unfolding will bring a deeper connection between purpose and action. What you do next will matter more than you realize, not because of pressure, but because of timing. Beloved child, this is a sacred turning point. The 7 archangels gather closer now, not because danger is near, but because precision is required. You have arrived at a moment where awareness becomes responsibility. Truth has been revealed, alignment has been restored, and now heaven watches how you steward what you have been given. This part of the message carries depth. It is not loud, but it is weighty. While you were sleeping, and even while you were waking, something else was unfolding. Your spiritual posture was being reset. You are no longer positioned as someone waiting for life to happen. You are positioned as someone entrusted with discernment. Archangel Michael speaks with unmistakable authority. What you tolerate now will determine what stays. This is not a threat. It is an invitation into maturity. You have reached a stage where ignoring misalignment will cost more than aggressing it. Not because you are weak, but because you are aware. Beloved, there are habits, thoughts, and even subtle compromises that once felt harmless. Now they feel heavy. This is not condemnation. This is clarity. When your vision sharpens, even small distortions stand out. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to be honest. The truth hidden from you involved your influence. You underestimated how much your inner state affects your outer world. When you operate in peace, you create peace. When you choose integrity, you disrupt confusion. This is why alignment is being guarded so carefully now. Archangel Michael warns gently, do not confuse familiarity with assignment. Just because something hath been in your life for a long time does not mean it must stay forever. Seasons end quietly when lessons are complete. Forcing continuity only delays growth. Beloved one, you may feel a subtle grief arise, not because something bad is happening, but because something familiar is dissolving. Let it pass through you without resistance. Release does not erase meaning. It honors completion. Here is also a new confidence forming. Not loud, not performative, but grounded. You are less reactive to opinions, less shaken by misunderstanding. This does not mean you no longer care. It means you are no longer controlled. Freedom often looks like calm. The 7 archangels reveal that this stage is about stewardship of clarity. You will be tempted to explain everything you now see. Resist that urge. Not everyone is ready to hear what you are ready to live. Wisdom knows when to speak and when to embody truth silently. Archangel Michael says, your life will preach before your mouth does. Let actions do the teaching. Let consistency do the convincing. This is how influence becomes sustainable. Beloved, you are also being taught how to receive without guilt. When rest comes, take it. When support appears, accept it. You do not have to earn everything through struggle. Grace is allowed to meet you now. Pay attention to what energizes you without draining you. Those are indicators of alignment. Purpose does not exhaust the soul, it strengthens it. Fatigue often comes from resistance, not work. The truth hidden from you is now protecting you. You will sense when something is not meant to continue. You will sense when silence is better than response. This is not withdrawal. It is mastery. As this part reaches its completion, heaven releases a confirmation for those who are truly receiving. Type "I walk in alignment" in the comments if this message has found you at the right time. Blessing code 2113 is now activated. Beloved, as alignment deepens and truth begins to govern your steps, I am led to speak to those who feel the weight of this moment. This word is not stopping with you. It is meant to travel like light through darkness. When you release support through super thanks, membership, or PayPal, you are sowing into a river that carries God's voice to those who are still searching. The Lord is saying, "What you place in my hand, I will breathe on." This is not a casual moment. It is a prophetic response. Your obedience opens doors for others to awaken. I speak increase, protection, and clarity over every giver. Act now with faith. The PayPal link is in the description, and heaven is watching your yes. Beloved one, what unfolds now is the fruit of everything that has been shifting beneath the surface. This is the phase where internal alignment begins to shape your future direction with quiet authority. The 7 Archangels reveal that you are no longer merely adjusting to truth, you are living from it. And that distinction changes everything. You may notice that your decisions feel cleaner now. Not easier, but clear. There is less inner debate, less second-guessing. You are beginning to trust the first sense of knowing that rises within you. This is not impulsiveness. It is discernment matured through experience. The truth hidden from you has now become a compass rather than a concept. Archangel Michael steps forward again, voice steady and grounded, saying, "What once required effort will now require consistency." You are not being asked to do more. You are being asked to remain aligned. This season is not about dramatic change. It is about faithful continuation. What you maintain now determines what you build next. Beloved, there is a subtle confidence forming in you that does not depend on outcomes. You are learning how to be at peace even when results are still unfolding. This is a rare strength. Most people wait for external validation before they feel secure. You are learning to rest in internal assurance. The 7 Archangels speak of momentum, not rush movement, but steady progress. You may not see immediate transformation around you, but do not mistake stability for stagnation. Roots grow underground long before branches appear. What is forming now will support growth that lasts. You are also being taught patience with people. Not tolerance of misalignment, but understanding of process. You recognize now that everyone is at a different stage of awareness. This allows you to release frustration without lowering standards. Compassion and discernment are learning to coexist within you. Archangel Michael warns gently against one thing. Do not return to old patterns simply because they feel familiar. Familiarity is not safety. You have already outgrown certain responses, even if they once protected you. Going back would not bring comfort. It would bring confusion. Beloved one, your inner dialogue has changed. You speak to yourself with more grace. You no longer punish yourself for learning slowly. You honor progress instead of perfection. This shift alone is healing years of internal pressure you did not realize you were carrying. The truth hidden from you has also revealed something important about time. You are no longer racing it. You are learning to move with it. Urgency has been replaced by intention. When you act now, it is because alignment confirms it, not because fear demands it. You may feel drawn to refine your routines. Morning moments feel more intentional. Evenings feel calmer. These small adjustments are not random. They are your life reorganizing itself around peace instead of pressure. This is how sustainability is built. The 7 Archangels reveal that this season will test your commitment to clarity. There may be invitations that look good externally but feel off internally. This is where growth is confirmed. Choosing alignment over approval will not always be comfortable, but it will always be right. Archangel Michael reassures you that you are not required to explain your choices to those who do not understand your journey. Explanation often invites unnecessary resistance. Silence, again, becomes wisdom. Beloved, there is also creativity returning. Not forced inspiration, but natural expression. Ideas will come without strain. Solutions will surface without panic. This is your mind operating without constant survival mode. When fear loosens its grip, creativity flows. You are also learning how to wait without anxiety. Waiting no longer feels like being stuck. It feels like preparation in motion. This is a sign of maturity. You trust that movement will come when it is supported, not rushed. The truth hidden from you is now teaching you how to hold hope without expectation. You are open to good without demanding specific forms. This flexibility allows heaven to surprise you. Rigidity limits outcomes. Openness expands them. Beloved one, you are becoming someone who can be present without needing control. His presence will become one of your greatest strengths. People will feel it. Opportunities will respond to it. Peace will protect it. As this part draws to a close, hold on to this knowing. You are no longer searching for direction. You are walking in it. Each step may feel ordinary, but together they are forming a path that is stable, intentional, and protected. What unfolds next will bring interaction between your inner clarity and the outer world in a way that confirms everything you have sensed. Stay grounded. Stay attentive. The alignment you have built is about to be tested, not to break you, but to strengthen you. Beloved child, now you are approaching a threshold where inner truth meets visible decision. The 7 Archangels speak with clarity in this moment, because what you choose next will shape how the coming season unfolds. This is not about pressure or fear. It is about awareness. You now see enough to choose wisely, and heaven is watching how you respond to what has been revealed. There is a quiet seriousness to this phase, but it is not heavy. It is focused. You are no longer wandering through uncertainty, hoping something will eventually make sense. Sense has arrived, and with it comes responsibility, not to be perfect, but to be intentional. Archangel Michael steps forward and says, "What you agree with now will grow." Agreement is not just spoken words. It is what you allow to remain in your thoughts, your routines, your conversations. You are learning that agreement shapes atmosphere. This is why discernment has become sharper. You can feel when something tries to pull you back into old ways of thinking. Beloved, you may notice moments where you are tempted to doubt your progress. Thoughts like, "Am I really changing? Or is this actually working?" These thoughts are not signs of failure. They are echoes of an old identity trying to survive. Do not wrestle with them. Observe them, then let them pass. You no longer live there. The 7 Archangels reveal that this is a season of reinforcement. Truth is being anchored so it cannot be easily shaken later. This is why repetition may feel present, not because you are stuck, but because foundations are being strengthened. What is reinforced now will hold you steady when pressure increases later. Archangel Michael reminds you that clarity does not eliminate challenge. It equips you to face it without panic. When difficulties arise, you will notice something different. You recover faster. You spiral less. You return to peace more quickly. That is growth you cannot measure with numbers, but you can feel it deeply. Beloved one, your voice is also being refined. You are learning when to speak and when to remain silent. Words now feel weightier. You sense that what you say carries consequence. This is maturity. Silence is no longer fear, it is strategy. There is also a shift in how you receive correction. You no longer collapse under it or rebel against it. You filter it. You take what is useful and release what is not. This discernment protects your confidence without hardening your heart. The truth hidden from you has now made one thing clear. You cannot unknow what you know. Returning to old compromises would cost too much. This is why temptation may appear subtly, not as obvious wrong, but as almost right. This is where wisdom must lead. Archangel Michael speaks firmly. Choose alignment even when no one is watching. Integrity is built in unseen moments. What you do in private is shaping your future publicly. Heaven honors consistency more than intensity. Beloved, there is also joy weaving its way back into your life. Not excitement that fades quickly, but a steady contentment. You are beginning to enjoy where you are instead of constantly waiting for what is next. This presence multiplies peace. As you continue receiving this message, take a moment to engage with it. If these words are grounding you, like this video so it can reach others standing at a similar crossroads. Share it with someone who is sensing a shift but feels unsure how to navigate it. Leave a comment declaring that you are choosing truth over familiarity. And if you have not yet done so, subscribe and stay connected, because what is coming next will build directly on what you are understanding now. Beloved one, there is also a warning wrapped in love. Do not isolate yourself emotionally in the name of peace. Discernment does not mean withdrawal from all connection. It means choosing a healthy connection. You still need community, but now you choose it wisely. The 7 archangels reveal that support will come from unexpected places. Do not dismiss help simply because it does not look the way you imagined. Pride can disguise itself as independence. Humility allows grace to flow freely. Archangel Michael reassures you again. You are not carrying this alone. Even when guidance feels quiet, it is active. Protection is still surrounding you. Direction is still unfolding. You are not abandoned between steps. Beloved, stay attentive in the days ahead. Small decisions will matter more than big declarations. Choosing rest over burnout. Truth over comfort. Patience over impulse. These are the choices shaping your next chapter. Hold on here. What comes next brings everything together in a way that will surprise you. This is where understanding turns into confirmation. Stay with this message. What unfolds ahead is not what you expect, but it is exactly what you need. Beloved one, now you stand in a space where understanding becomes embodiment. This is not about learning something new, but about living what has already been revealed. The 7 archangels speak softly here, because this phase is delicate. What is forming within you must be handled with patience and reverence, like something sacred still taking shape. You may feel a quiet confidence settling into your spirit. It does not announce itself. It does not need approval. It simply exists. This confidence is not rooted in certainty about outcomes, but in trust about direction. You know where you are facing now, even if the full path is not yet visible. Archangel Michael stands close and says, "This is where many turn back, not because they are weak, but because they underestimate consistency." Staying aligned requires daily intention, not dramatic effort, but faithful awareness. You are being asked to remain present, not perfect. Beloved, there may be moments in this phase where things feel almost too calm. You might wonder if something is missing, if you should be doing more. This is an echo of old conditioning that equated chaos with productivity. Peace does not mean nothing is happening. It means what is happening is stable. The 7 Archangels reveal that your nervous system is learning a new language. You are no longer living in constant anticipation of disruption. Safety is becoming familiar. This can feel strange at first. Healing often feels unfamiliar before it feels comfortable. There is also a subtle purification happening in your motivations. You are becoming less interested in recognition and more invested in integrity. You care less about how things look and more about how they feel internally. This shift will protect you from decisions that once would have distracted you. Archangel Michael speaks clearly. Guard what you allow to influence you now. Not everything deserves access to your attention. What you consume mentally and emotionally shapes your discernment. You are learning to choose inputs wisely because clarity must be maintained, not assumed. Beloved one, the truth hidden from you has now revealed a deeper layer, your resilience. You survived seasons that could have hardened you, yet you remained open. That openness is not weakness. It is strength refined through adversity. It allows you to move forward without carrying bitterness. You may also notice a change in how you handle uncertainty. You no longer need immediate answers to feel secure. You can hold questions without anxiety. This is trust taking root. When trust grows, fear loses leverage. The 7 Archangels say this is a season of refinement, not expansion. Expansion will come, but refinement ensures it will last. This is where character is strengthened quietly. No applause. No spotlight. Just alignment deepening. Archangel Michael cautions you gently. Do not rush to conclude this season prematurely. Some lessons complete themselves only through time. Let processes finish. Let clarity settle fully. Interrupting growth now would require revisiting it later. Beloved, there is also forgiveness unfolding, not forced, not pressured, but natural. You are releasing resentment not because others apologized, but because you no longer want to carry the weight. This release is not approval of what happened. It is liberation for your future. Your emotional reactions are softer now. You still feel deeply, but you recover more quickly. You are not suppressing emotion. You are regulating it. This balance allows wisdom to lead instead of impulse. The 7 Archangels reveal that you are being prepared for increased responsibility. Not necessarily more work, but greater influence. Influence begins with self-governance. How you manage your inner world determines how much you can be trusted with outward impact. Archangel Michael reassures you that hesitation in this phase is not disobedience, it is discernment. You are allowed to pause, reflect, and confirm before acting. Speed is no longer required to prove faith. Beloved one, notice how your prayers are changing. They are less desperate, more conversational. You are not pleading for rescue, you are asking for guidance. This shift shows how much trust has already been built. As this part comes to rest, hold this truth gently. You are becoming someone who can carry peace into environments that once disturbed you. Not by force, but by presence. This is not the end of the journey. It is the strengthening of the foundation that will support what comes next. Stay steady. Stay receptive. The final unfolding will bring closure, confirmation, and commissioning in a way that completes what began while you were sleeping. My beloved child, this is the moment of completion, not because everything is finished, but because everything hath been aligned. What began while you were sleeping now stands fully awake within you. The 7 Archangels speak together one final time in this message, and their tone is not urgent, it is assured. What was hidden has been revealed. What was delayed hath been prepared. What was forming in silence is now ready to be carried forward with purpose. You may feel a deep sense of recognition as you listen. Not excitement, not fear, recognition. As if something inside you is saying, "This explains so much." That is because truth does not always arrive as new information. Sometimes it arrives as confirmation of what your spirit already knew but could not articulate. Archangel Michael stands firmly before you now, not with a raised sword, but with a steady presence. He says, "You have crossed an inner threshold." This threshold is not marked by applause or visible celebration, but by inner authority. You no longer question every step. You no longer seek permission to trust what you discern. This does not make you unteachable. It makes you grounded. Beloved, the final truth hidden from you was this: you were being shaped for endurance, not just breakthrough. Many people ask for open doors, but few are prepared to sustain what comes through them. Heaven took its time with you because what is ahead is meant to last. Temporary growth would not have held you steady. Deep roots were required. You may look back now and see why certain prayers felt unanswered, why certain timelines collapsed, why some relationships never stabilized. It was not rejection. It was refinement. You were not being denied. You were being preserved. The 7 archangels declare that you are now equipped to walk without constant reassurance. You will still seek wisdom, but you will no longer depend on validation. This independence is not separation from God. It is partnership with Him. You listen. You discern. You move. Archangel Michael speaks clearly. You are trusted. Trusted to steward clarity. Trusted to carry peace into pressure. Trusted to pause when needed and act when aligned. This trust is not given lightly. It was earned through surrender, patience, and honesty. Beloved one, your life will not suddenly become free of challenge, but challenges will no longer define you. They will refine you. You will face decisions with calm instead of chaos. You will respond instead of react. This is mastery over the inner world, and it changes the outer world naturally. There's also release happening now. Release from old narratives, old labels, old versions of yourself that were formed in survival. You are not required to keep explaining who you are becoming. Your consistency will speak for you. The 7 archangels affirm that the season ahead will include clarity, favor, and stability, not all at once, not without effort, but without confusion. You will know what belongs and what does not. You will know when to stay and when to move. This knowing will feel quiet but certain. Archangel Michael reassures you of one final truth: you were never late. Timing unfolded exactly as it needed to so that you could arrive whole, not hurried. Prepared, love, pressure. As this message completes, receive this final confirmation with an open heart. Type "I walk in truth" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 9091 is now released over your life. Beloved, as this message reaches its completion, hear this as a personal invitation, not from me but through me. This word was released so that hidden truth could awaken souls who are ready to walk in clarity. When you give through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal, you are not funding content. You are fueling revelation. The Lord is declaring, those who sow into light will never walk in darkness. This is a holy moment of obedience, not hesitation. Your seed becomes a voice for someone who is still sleeping under fear. I speak blessing, multiplication, and divine covering over every giver. Act now with faith. Support this mission boldly, and use the PayPal link in the description as heaven seals your obedience.